Hey everyone! Today we're talking about the LeafClan cats again. You could see this video as a very late addition to the clan generator challenge. You know, that one that had a lot of cats with some very repetitive names, so a lot of hearts as suffixes, and almost every clan had a cat with cormorant as a prefix. Yeah, that one. I did one of those back when it came out a few years ago, but I never really published it. So these cats and their stories have been living in my head for quite a long time, and it is time to finally show them to the world. So as a quick note, the clan allegiances have been changed a little bit. Some of the names and descriptions have been changed, and I added a few characters, mainly kids. And, well, another note is that I diverted lore-wise from the original Warrior Cat series. And I will explore the lore changes as they are discussed in each character's introduction. So we're beginning with Icelight. Icelight is the leader of LeafClan and has been for some seasons. As you can hear, her name ends with light instead of the usual star that canon Warrior Cats leaders have. The ancestors that cats in this universe worship have diverse origins. Some clans have ancestors in MoonClan, others in SunClan, while LeafClan has LightClan. LeafClan travels around a lot, but never outside of the range of the Northern Lights. So Icelight got her extra lives from LightClan. She is a rational and calm leader, but a bit cold at times. Literally cold sometimes. Her magical abilities include being able to manipulate the temperature of the environment around her. She has been known to summon some snow in the midst of summer, but during winter she mostly tends to use her magic to keep the camp warm. Though that last bit she might be doing mostly subconsciously. She keeps good relationships with other groups of cats the clan sometimes encounters, though there are a few she would truly call friends. Within the clan, she's mostly close to her mate Shadowfur and her older sister Cinderbriar. The last few moons have been really tough on the clan. They have suffered many losses, including Icelight's first deputy and best friend, Smokefoot. The LeafClan has yet to come, and without a spiritually gifted cat, LeafClan has no access to the guidance of their ancestors. Most leaders get prophetic dreams from LightClan, but Icelight never had a close bond with her ancestors. All she can do is to lead her clan through the winter with her own magic and cunning. As for Icelight's design, she has long, straight fur that rips down like icicles. These long and pointy shapes help make her look more intimidating, cold, and serious. While all of her fur has a cooler color, her eyes contrast this with a fiery copper. Plumthroat was made deputy only a moon ago. And, well, while he's not one to doubt his leader, he really doesn't think he's the right cat for the position. His sister Skippercloud would have been a better fit. Honestly, Skippercloud should have been Starlingpaw's mentor too. Both she-cats are adventurous and stubborn, while Plumthroat, well, he just wasn't ready to become a mentor, and he definitely was not ready to be deputy. His apprentice Starlingpaw is a bit of a pawful. She wants to be out and explore all the time, all the things that make Plumthroat nervous, and when he disagrees with her, she decides to just not listen to him at all. To Plumthroat, this just really confirms that he isn't the right cat for the job. Plumthroat mostly works around camp. With LeafClan's constant traveling, there's always something to do to make their camps more comfortable. In the camp duties, he's often accompanied by Willowbriar, an older Tom who shares Plumthroat's kind nature. Besides Willowbriar, Plumthroat does not have a lot of friends within the clan. Well, there are also Garlicfoot and Shadowfur who are friendly, and the young warrior Rookflower tends to join him in camp duties and patrols as well. Other than that, most cats tolerate him being the deputy, at least for now. Design-wise, Plumthroat is a big Tom, but he often hunches over a bit. He has lots of rounded shapes to show his kind-hearted nature. His stripes are only slightly darker than his pelts, and this low contrast helps make him look even softer. Then for the clan's only medic, Sagenose. He is the serious and strict leader-mate of Gadwallstream and the older brother of Willowbriar. He is also a bit of a scatterbrain. He always has been, it's not just because of his older age. Ever since he has been the clan's single medic, Icelight had to assign 1 or 2 warriors to help Sagenose keep track of his herbs during the journey. He has the tendency to forget which herbs he has packed and where he left those herbs. But whenever there is a cat in need of healing, his nose can instinctively find whatever herb he needs. Even if he has temporarily forgotten the name. His late mentor has drilled this instinct into him. His mentor was an older she-cat who unfortunately recently passed away. She was usually the one to keep track of the herbs and who communicated with her ancestors in LeafClan. The Sagenose's spiritual and, well, magical abilities are weak, if non-existent. The lack of these abilities in the clan has left LeafClan unable to communicate with LightClan for a while now. There have been no omens, no prophecies, only silence as their ancestors danced in the sky. Sagenose is frustrated by his lack of any magic, but he knows he can't do anything about it. That, together with his older age, leaves him on the lookout for any potential future apprentices. Well, he claims that he is on the lookout, but he dislikes the idea of having to train anyone, especially if it is a kid. He is not very good with kids. Sagenose is short and his pelt is thick, making it great to unintentionally store herbs in. His fur sticks out quite a bit, which helps with his scatterbrained look. The eldest warrior of the clan is Shadowfur. Shadowfur was actually a loner but was invited to join LeafClan with her litter of kids. Her other relationship had ended badly and she was glad to have the safety of the clan to raise her daughters in. The plan was to move on after her kids were nursed, but Shadowfur grew attached to the clan cats. She also became very fond of Icelight, who acted all cold and distant, but still often visited Shadowfur in the nursery. And then they went out on patrols together. And a little bit later, after Shadowfur's kids were apprenticed, they officially became mates. Shadowfur does not understand all of Icelight's decisions, but she usually supports her mate. However, Icelight had appointed Ravenheart as Wrenpaw's mentor, but the Tom refused to train his apprentice. Whether it was because Shadowfur pitied the kid or she felt a connection to her fellow outsider, Shadowfur decided to take over Wrenpaw's training. The two immediately formed a close bond, and Shadowfur occasionally shares some of the culture of loners with the young Tom. Shadowfur is a fairly small she-cat. True to her name, her pelt is mostly dark, which helps her blend into the shadows. Furthermore, to show her outsider nature, she has this dark blue bow around her neck. Willowbriar is a senior warrior of the clan. He is one of the few warriors that tend to do mostly camp keeping, although he has been doing a lot more work around camp ever since his mate Gadwallstream passed. He always went on patrols with her, and now that she's gone, he just couldn't do it anymore. She has been gone for 2.5 moons now, but he still grieves for her. After a patrol came back with Gadwallstream's body, Willowbriar fell into a deep depression. He blamed himself too. He was the one who suggested he take care of the kids while she went for a walk. He could have gone with her. They had plenty of clanmates who could have watched their daughters for that moment. But soon after, LeafClan's ancestors danced in the sky and Willowbriar went out to find his mate, and she came to him. She spoke no words but just looked at him the same way she looked at him while she was still alive. And then she led him to Rainkit. Willowbriar took the kids in, though only the leader and the medic know the story of how he found Rainkit. Not that they fully believed him. And, after seeing his mate, Willowbriar was pulled out of the dark place he had gone to. He's now trying to heal his relationships with his kids, but it is clear that Starlingpaw is not ready to forgive him. Willowbriar is named after the willow tree, so his fur is long and droops down a lot. The stripes around his eyes also have this downward motion. These shapes also help express the sadness in his character. Ravenheart is a serious and competent Black Tom. He and his sister, Gadwallstream, were born into another clan, but joined LeafClan to be able to explore more of the world. Well, Ravenheart mostly followed his sister when she switched clans. After joining LeafClan, Ravenheart settled in quickly, he made a few friends, got an apprentice, and became mates with Sandclaw. However, LeafClan has had it rough these past few moons. Many cats were lost, among them Ravenheart's best friend, his former apprentice, and, most recently, his sister. All of them were found killed on the border of their territory, with no killer in sight. Ravenheart thinks it's the work of a group of rogues, cowards born without warrior blood. Any true warrior wouldn't commit such an act of war. It is because of this hatred of outsiders that Ravenheart distrusts his current apprentice, Wrenpaw, a young Tom that Ravenheart's brother-in-law brought into the clan, an outsider who is now supposed to be kin. Ravenheart won't speak out against his leader directly, but he will refuse to mentor this kid. Ravenheart is a serious Tom, which I tried to convey in his more square-shaped fur. He has a fairly long face shape, which is accentuated by his darker cheek fur. Another warrior of the clan is Garlicfoot. Garlicfoot is the niece of Icelight, the sister of Sandclaw, and the daughter of Cinderbriar and Cloudnight. She and her sister Sandclaw graduated a moon early after having defended LeafClan's camp from a badger. Garlicfoot overall is a quiet she-cat, but she can be more outspoken around cats she knows well. But her more dissociative behavior has gotten worse after the clan lost so many cats. On top of that, Garlicfoot has been angry with Icelight because she got Cormorantpaw as an apprentice. Garlicfoot had been very clear about her intention never to mentor again. Now every patrol she goes on she has this little shadow, and Cormorantpaw is adamant about becoming friends. Ignoring the young she-cat is hard, but Garlicfoot is more afraid of what would happen when she lets Cormorantpaw in. The only good thing about being a mentor is that Garlicfoot can force the young Plumthroat to get out of camp to train their apprentices. He could really use the fresh air. The two mentors may not be particularly close, but Garlicfoot cares for the young Tom. Both of them are more isolated cats within the clan. So Garlicfoot was originally described as a fully white she-cat, but so is Icelight, and their family too. So I wanted to make them look alike, but also distinct. Hence, her fur is shorter and has somewhat different shapes. And I gave her some light pointed cat markings. This last bit helps make her look more like her father Cloudnight too. Name-wise, the original generator gave me Garlicheart, but the CH together really kept confusing me. I was convinced that garlic was spelled with a CH at the end and that the name should have two H's. It was just easier to change it. Heart was an overly used suffix anyway. Next is Skippercloud, a young warrior and the sister of Plumthroat. Skippercloud is a confident and bold she-cat and she loves patrolling and exploring. Being the kid of the previous leader, she tends to think very highly of herself. Skippercloud is unhappy with her brother becoming a mentor and then the clan deputy. The position should be hers. She will make a far better leader than that insecure Plumthroat. On top of that, it's Plumthroat's fault that their brother died. Him and all his fears and worries. Icelight shouldn't be rewarding him. He only got this position because the leader was his mentor. Aside from the strained relationship with her brother, Skippercloud is on fairly good terms with most of the other LeafClan cats. She's friends with Ravenheart and Spiderface, and because of her bold nature, she gets along well with her apprentices Cormorantpaw and Starlingpaw. So I have no idea what a suited tabby is supposed to be, but from what I could find it basically means that the cat has a bit of a cinnamon color. That does match with the colors of a skipper moth. So now Skippercloud has a pale ginger to a light brown coloration. She also has these short, thin, spiky hairs, which are more reminiscent of those of a moth. Spiderface is one of the younger warriors of the clan. Her only currently living kin are her cousins Plumthroat and Skippercloud, as her brother and parents have passed away recently. These losses have left Spiderface even more distant from her clanmates, and she tends to interact only with a select few: Skippercloud, Ravenheart, and her former mentor Sandclaw. Spiderface is serious and lonesome. Most of her clanmates think that she cares little about them, but it is tough to get through a cold exterior to find the love that she carries for her clan. In the original prompt, Spiderface was hairless, but that didn't fit with the lore and environment I pictured for LeafClan. A hairless cat would have a lot of trouble surviving in the colder boreal forests and tundras, so I made her a short-haired cat instead. She has very thin fur and gets cold easily during leaf bare. She can't stay out of camp for too long during that season. She also has this fur accessory which helps keep her warm a bit more. Rookflower and her sister Foxtuft are the youngest warriors of the clan, having graduated only a few moons ago. They are the kids of Shadowfur and joined LeafClan soon after they were born. Rookflower is a sweet and kind she-cat, often providing a listening ear to troubled clanmates. She was mentored by Willowbriar and is still close to him, sometimes even joining him in camp-keeping duties. Though, hanging out with her former mentor is only part of the reason she helps out around camp. She has a slight crush on Plumthroat and is trying to get to know the Tom a bit better. Design-wise, Rookflower has a lot of soft, round shapes. She also has the darker coloration of her mother, Shadowfur, but her colors are slightly different hues and more saturated. Foxtuft is a playful and competitive young she-cat. She often makes up small games and competitions to try and win, though only her sister Rookflower is the one that actually indulges in them. Jackdaw was her mentor, and the two got along great. It also meant that they patrolled a lot with Willowbriar and Rookflower, which led to many fun times. Jackdaw trained Foxtuft as long as possible, but she had to move into the nursery eventually. After that, the then deputy Smokefoot took over her training. Though Foxtuft mourns the loss of her two former mentors, she tries her best to keep up their memory and remain cheerful. Foxtuft has the shapes and size of her mother, but her colors are very different. Because Foxtuft is named after, well, a fox, I gave her a brighter color palette compared to her family. So then we would get to the Apprentices, and LeafClan currently has 3. Starlingpaw, Cormorantpaw and Wrenpaw. I talked about their story and design in another video. I'll link it in the description so you can check it out if you haven't already. Then onto the nursery, starting with Sandclaw. Sandclaw is a confident and outgoing she-cat. She's the mate of Ravenheart and the mother of Kestrelkit. Kestrelkit was also designed alongside the Apprentices in this video. Despite having only 1 kid, Sandclaw has her paws full in the nursery. Kestrelkit is a major troublemaker, but she also helps out the other queen, Gadwallstream, with her 2 kids. She and Ravenheart became close while training their apprentices together and have been mates ever since. While Sandclaw disapproves of how her mate is treating his current apprentice Wrenpaw, she does understand his reasoning. Design-wise, Sandclaw has pointy curls, which give her both a bit of softness and edge. She has muted colors like her mother Cinderbriar and her sister Garlicfoot. Gadwallstream is the other nursery queen. She's a single mom of 2 kids, Breezekit and Rainkit. She has no official mates, the father of the kids came from outside of the clan. She was not exactly planning to become a mother, especially not with her old age, but she loves her 2 sons dearly. Gadwallstream is also the sister of both Sagenose and Willowbriar. She is a bold and righteous she-cat and loves exploring. Design-wise, she has a diamond-shaped face with shorter fur. She's the 3rd fully grey cat of her family, so I made her palette slightly purple to make her a bit different. Her markings were made to slightly represent a duck, mainly the face marking. Breezekit and Rainkit are the youngest members of the clan. They are only a moon old. Breezekit is a black and white tuxedo and Rainkit is bluish-grey. Breezekit is noisy and sassy, while Rainkit is a little more timid but still a bit bold. Ever since learning about apprentices and mentors, which frankly wasn't too long ago because they're still so young, the 2 Toms have been scoping out all the warriors to find the perfect mentor. Not that they technically have a say in that, but it is fun to do. Breezekit has the family's diamond-shaped face and a furry muzzle. Rainkit's soft droopy shapes are more reminiscent of those of his uncle Willowbriar. Also, the clan has way too many yellow and green-eyed cats, so I gave them primarily blue eyes. Then onto the elders, starting with Cinderbriar, the older sister of Icelight and the mother of Garlicfoot and Sandclaw. She fills the role of sassy elder perfectly, but leaves the storytelling to her mate Cloudnight. LeafClan's elders need to be able to endure constantly traveling around, thus it is important to keep in good condition. Some elders eventually leave to enjoy their retirement in another clan, but most stick with their clanmates until the end. Cinderbriar is still fit enough to be a warrior, but she retired to be with her mate. Cinderbriar was described by the generator as a caramel and apricot calico. I believe apricot and caramel are both versions of red, but it does make a fun color palette. To hold true to her name, some of Cinderbriar's patterns are inspired by flames, mainly the one on her face. Lastly, there is Cloudnight, the mate of Cinderbriar and the father of Garlicfoot and Sandclaw. Cloudnight is a calm Tom and the storyteller of the clan. All the kids old enough to walk flock around him to hear stories about powerful beings, ancient magics, and brave warriors. One of his favorite stories to tell is the one of Lightnose, who saved the world from eternal darkness. Unfortunately, his health has deteriorated quickly, forcing him to join the elders. He tends to struggle during the journeys, but he refuses to leave his kin behind. After all, his grandkid still has to become an apprentice, and then a warrior, and he wants to see it all. So, design-wise, Cloudnight is a black Tom with some pointed markings. He also has his cute floppy ear and white spottings that's made to look like clouds. So that was it. That was the entirety of LeafClan. This video took quite a bit to make, and in the meantime I have set up a Deviantart. So if you would want to take a close look at these designs, you can go to the Deviantart page. They're all on there. That was it for today. I will see you all next time.